Hey y'all, welcome back to a dose of introverts. So today we're going to be talking about a topic that is very near and dear to my heart because it's something that I went through. So we're going to be talking about 3 ways to heal and not hide. It's very important because this is something that I have gone through within the past year. Just a little background story. Today, I woke up and I realized that it has been a year since some of the most difficult things occurred in my life. And I thought back to where I was then and where I was now. And I was told to bring this message to y'all. So I know it's going to help some people, and I hope that it is you. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. I'm not going to delay anymore. So again, I have 3 important ways that I can share with you that taught me as an introvert, as an empath, as a lover in general. 3 ways how I healed instead of hiding this time around. So number one of the most important things to do, the first thing I did is I went on a journey of self-discovery. And what you might be saying, like, what does that even look like? Like, what do we do? As an introvert, it is in my nature to when I'm going through something, to go into hiding or to go into solitude, as I like to call it, which both are totally fine. But yes, as an introvert and as an empath, that is in my nature. But what I would typically do is I would do like most people do, sweep things under the rug, just to be alone by myself, do things that make me happy, and never actually try to go on the path of self-discovery to figure out what went wrong, where it went wrong, and how I can fix it. This time, I said I'm doing it differently. I was at my lowest, my absolute lowest. And so I said, you know what? I have to do something absolutely different this time. And if you see me looking down, I have notes that I wrote that I want to share with y'all. So in my period of self-discovery, number one, I had to be honest about who I was. I had to look at myself and say, okay, these are the things that I absolutely love about myself. And then I had to go down deep and figure out the things about myself that, I felt like could use some improvement. And once I did that, it was not fun. I'm gonna be honest with you. It wasn't fun. It was not easy. Of course, the fun part about it is writing down things that you love about yourself, but when you really have to dig deep inside yourself, go into your mind, go into your sacred place. Introverts, we do that anyway. We live in our head a lot. So what I didn't want to do was beat myself up about who I was. But what I did have to do was be honest with myself about the things that I could improve on. And after I did that, I had to take it a step further. And this is why it's so important for me to share this with you. So I want you to hear this part and listen really good. It is important during your journey of self-discovery, once you are writing down and thinking of the things that you want to improve about yourself, you have to decipher which is your stuff and which are perceptions that other people put on you. In other words, you have to decipher your voice and who you truly are and the things that you need to improve about yourself, rather than thinking of the perceptions that other people have put on you to force you to change who you are to fit the idea of what they want. So that was a tough one for me. So once I started writing that list of things that I wanted to improve about myself, I had to say, well, which part of this is truly me? I'm going to be honest. I can be a little bit stubborn. Okay, a lot of bit stubborn. I can be stubborn when I have my mind set on something. It is, you have to truly convince me otherwise. So those are some things that I wanted to do, which was be more open-minded. But I had to decipher whether that was me or was that the perceptions that others put on me. So once I got these lists, I wrote them down. I immediately went into work. And I'm going to tell you the second thing I did. So step 2 to healing instead of hiding is going to be to take off the mask. Once you decipher who you truly are, you have your list, you know who you truly are. It is time now to start peeling back the layers of the characteristics that were placed on you and the ways that you try to put yourself out to people that you are not. It's okay. Like, it's okay to be an introvert. It's okay to make choices about the social activities that you want to participate in. It is okay to speak up for yourself. You know this, right? You know this. Those things are okay. There is nothing wrong with that, and I don't want you to feel like there is something wrong with that. But what is not always okay, especially in my situation, was me hiding to prevent showing up for someone in a way that I knew was genuinely me, but they would not accept. For example, I'm whimsical. I dress whimsical. I don't always follow the fashions. And so, yes, when I'm going to a social gathering, sometimes I felt a little bit different because I wanted to dress a certain way, but I knew the people who I were going with were going to be dressed a different way. So you know how that goes. I start to try to mold myself into who they would find presentable. So I had to peel back those layers. And I did that by looking at my list of things that I loved about myself. And I truly started to put fire under that stuff and really make it exciting. And I started to lift those things up, even more than the things that I didn't like about myself. And the things that I felt like I could improve on, I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to take it a day at a time. I didn't tackle it all at once. I'm not going to lie to you. I can't do that. But what happened is when a situation would present itself, I made sure that I took a step back. I processed, because you know we're processors. I processed and I handled it in a way that fit my style, and I want you to do the same thing. You have to show up for yourself, and that requires you taking off the mask and peeling back the layers that are not you. Throw it in the trash. You don't need it. Get rid of it. You are beautiful just the way you are. So once I did that, I was able to stand confidently and unapologetically in who I was. I started to be able to use my voice more and say, you know, I'm not going to come up with an excuse of why I don't want to go to this event or this party. I'm just going to say, no, not at this time. I'm not going to go. And you know, one of my favorite lines that I use, I'm going to let y'all use this one too. When I really was just energetically, I had a lot going on, and someone would call me and want to dump all of their energy on me, I had to say, I don't have the capacity for that right now. So it is important for you to create boundaries. We're gonna dig into that a little bit deeper in another episode, but it is important for you to create boundaries and to stick by those, especially when it comes to your energy. So I think y'all got number 2 right? Okay, y'all good. Now we're gonna move on to number 3. The third and final but not least thing that I did, but the third thing that I did to heal instead of hiding, was I decided, you know what? I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna choose me every single day. I decided that I was going to make a choice. Everything that I did was going back to, is this you? Is this who you truly are? Or is this that little voice that's saying this is what people want you to be? I had to choose myself every single day. And when I did that, I started to celebrate those wonderful things about myself, y'all. Like, okay, you may be saying, how did you celebrate? I love music. So what I would do is I have papers of cardstock, thick cardstock paper. I would write the words of the things that I loved about myself. Like, I'm giddy. That is just naturally me. Everyone doesn't get to see it because you know how we are, but I am giddy and I'm silly. So I would write those things down and I would just hold them up in my house and I would just put on some music and I would dance in a giddy way. I would do that and I would laugh at myself and I would truly, truly enjoy it. This helped me to accept it, to digest it, and to have those things become a true part of me. That way, those things show up first. And that way I am already in my comfort zone. Anywhere I go and whatever I do, I can go as my giddy self if I truly feel safe. If I feel safe, I will go. And once I go, I can show up unapologetically as who I am. So celebrate you. You absolutely deserve it. And don't let anyone tell you you don't. So I'm going to go quickly through the 3 things and then we're going to talk a little bit more about them. I'm not going to keep you much longer because this was not meant to be a long video. And I already see I'm at past 11 minutes. So number 1, the first thing you have to do is go through a period of self-discovery. Number 2, you have to take off the mask. And number 3, you have to choose yourself every single day, because let me tell you why doing that is so important. Create boundaries. Everyone does not deserve your energy. And if you have a cup that is full, but you are pouring into everyone else's cup, and not thinking about yourself, you're not actually self-discovering. It's okay to change. We all change. It's all right. Accept your change. But if you are constantly pouring and pouring, you're going to be left with nothing. And you're going to be trying to figure out how to get that. So be proud of yourself. Once you go through these steps, the first thing you need to do is be proud of yourself. And once you complete them, celebrate the heck out of your life. Because you are on a journey of thriving right now. Do you know that? You are on a journey of thriving. You did it. You put in the work. And don't let anyone take that away from you. You were the one who was crying and who was trying to figure out why they are the way they are. And you actually put in the work to say, you know what, I'm going to sit down, figure out who I am, and I'm going to love on that person every single day. You did it. You chose to go on a journey of self-discovery, and that is not for the faint at heart. Most people will not do that. Most people won't stand in front of themselves and say, what can I improve? But you did that. You have to own it. You have to celebrate yourself and know that you deserve a hand clap. And let me tell you what else you've done. After going on a journey of self-discovery, you've decided to push yourself past your traumas and your hurt. So you're not pointing the finger at others who did things to you and saying, okay, they did that to me. Because guess what the self-discovery does? The self-discovery helps you see the part that you played in it without pointing the finger. If you're still pointing the finger, then you're still sweeping things under the rug. And you have to own your part in it. No, it's not all you. But you know when you're giving your energy to things that don't need to be giving your energy to. You know when you're hurt and where you're just going out and trying to find the next best thing or drown yourself in some type of activity that does not serve you. You know that. So you have to own it. So when you do, you celebrate. You are amazing. You protected yourself and you peeled back the layers of disappointment and fears. You stood up for yourself. You stood up to the plate, and you deserve every great thing that's coming to you. You faced your abandonment issues. You faced your abandonment emotions, and you said, what can I do to improve that? You changed your poverty mindset and you began thinking of yourself as worthy. That alone will skyrocket you into places that you didn't even dream of being, whether it be spiritually, mentally, financially, or creatively. And yes, you can do this all from the comfort of your own safe space, in your own home, in your own mind, and in your own heart. Everything you need is inside of you. Don't let anyone tell you that you have to go out and you have to change yourself and be this lively person. You don't have to do that. You need to go inside of yourself first. Once you know who you are, no one can tell you any different. Congratulations. I know y'all are going to do well. And I thank y'all for allowing me to pour into you today. Because you know what? I have a little bit extra now. Yes, I do. I have a reserve tank because, as I told you in the beginning, this was a year process for me. Now, don't get scared because it may not take you that long. I may be older than some of you, I may be younger than some of you, but the things that I have been through, I just needed to take my time and do what I needed to do. It may not take you that long, but it did take me that long. But I'm grateful for every part of it that I went through. And now I can stand firmly. Yes, I know I'm an introvert, and that's all right with me. Yes, I know I'm an empath, and guess what? I love that. I love that. I know that my emotions can be up here one minute and can be down here the next minute, but guess what? I know how to get them back up there because I know who I am. Once you know who you are, that is your true superpower and your signature creation. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. Keep those vibes absolutely high because over here, we only have top tier energy. Love and light. Peace.